Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we have a truly fascinating stack of sources that don't just bridge disciplines, they kind of shatter them.
They really do. We're talking about the intersection of, well, ancient esoteric Kabbalah, deep alchemy, and then concepts from modern tech and theoretical physics.
It's a synthesis that, it fundamentally challenges our definition of reality.
Oh, completely. We're moving beyond this idea of inert, dead matter and stepping into a universe that is, frankly, alive and highly interactive.
Absolutely. And our deep dive today, it centers on just one concept, the azoth, or living sulfur.
Right. And the sources present this as, well, the secret second Qabalistic alchemical key.
Which is basically a user manual, right? For what? Manifesting your thoughts into the real world?
Directly into the tangible physical world. The core claim here, and it's extraordinary, is that matter isn't dead. It's dynamic, it's intelligent.
So your intention isn't just some psychological thing, it's a force.
It's an energetic force that can fundamentally reshape the world, from your own body to, the space around you.
Yeah. And here's the hook that really pulled us down this rabbit hole. We are going to unpack how vermilion-colored light, quantum electron entanglement, and ancient Eucharistic mysteries connect directly to creating autonomous infomorphs and, yes, even magic umbrellas.
The magic umbrellas. It sounds absurd, but there's a logic to it.
Okay, if you're ready to redefine what real even means, let's unpack this.
So to get our heads around this, we have to start with the key itself, the living sulfur.
Or Qabalistic cinnabar, as the sources call it, the azotha.
Exactly. And its primary property, its whole purpose, is the enlivening of matter.
How is it defined? What does it do?
It's defined by vermilion-colored oscillations, specific red-hued vibrations, and its operation is targeted directly on the soul of matter, the animus mundi.
Okay, hold on. Animus mundi, that's a big concept. Let's break that down for a second.
Yes. Think of it as the innate universal intelligence that's already present in all material things.
Right.
And the process it uses is called stellar emendation.
Stellar emendation. So you're, fixing matter with stars?
Sort of. It's more like you're activating or tuning that intelligence. You're aligning the matter, a rock, your own cells, whatever, to a cosmic, non-local template. It's like tuning a cosmic radio so the information can flow through it clearly.
I see. So the key is color and vibration activating the soul of matter. But what was the origin of this? Why did alchemists suddenly think matter was alive?
Well, this modern alchemical work, it's traced back to 1791.
Oh, that's surprisingly specific.
It is. Alchemists discovered that certain materials could be made to emit light and also respond to incoming light. It was this early recognition of light's informational potential.
And thought is also a kind of light, or an oscillation.
Exactly. So the theory became, if light can do this, then our thoughts, which are also informational oscillations, could be used to charge and animate matter.
But wait, if simple intention can do this, why aren't we all just materializing castles on a whim? There has to be more to it.
It requires focused information. The mechanism works by charging any form, an object, a room, a container, with very specific thoughts or concepts.
So you're filling that space with an information field.
Yes, using that stream of vermilion light as the catalyst. And that's what allows a formless mass to become tangible and, critically, to move or operate based on the information that's been given. That is animation.
Which means the universe isn't just a bunch of dead particles bumping into each other.
Precisely. It's not a dead substance at all. This enlivening principle is what regulates all movement, all subtle transformations, because matter is constantly pervaded by this cosmic life force. It's just waiting to be shaped.
Okay, so if the universe is an information field, then our thoughts, our internal narratives, have to be the most powerful tools we have. Which brings us to transsignification.
Right, and this is where the sources connect this esoteric key directly to, observable psychology.
Transsignification, it sounds theological, but here it's a mechanism for transformation.
Exactly. It's not just about rearranging the words in your personal story. It's about changing the underlying significance, the emotional and intellectual weight behind them.
And when that significance changes,
your core behaviors change. Your life patterns transform. You're not running on the old script anymore.
The sources go even further. They claim this shift is powerful enough to affect our actual physical bodies. They mention early active genes responding via epigenetic expression.
It's a huge claim, but there's a logic to it. Yeah. Think of your DNA as the hardware.
Okay.
Epigenetics is the software that tells the hardware which programs to run. So when you change your psychological narrative, you're not rewriting the DNA, but you're installing a massive software update. You're changing which genes get expressed.
So you're literally changing your body's chemistry with a new story.
Yes. The sources use the Eucharist as a metaphor. Bread and wine become something else entirely via alchemical transsignification.
And in our own bodies, the chrism, the Christ oil in the craniosacral fluid is being reinformed by this new narrative, changing our entire lived experience.
Exactly. That's the internal transformation.
So let's shift to the external, to what the sources call Qabalistic space magic.
Or spatial entrainment. This is all about kinesthesia. Not just knowing where your body is, but really getting the tangible feeling of how an object behaves in a space.
This is what they call myophysis, right? Being in two places at once.
Mentally and informationally, yes. You're fully present here, but you're also fully engaged with another space.
So what's the actual act here? How do you do it?
The act is mental enlivening. You picture yourself fully engaged in a space, and you fill it with specific informational and emotional content. You are, quite literally, conditioning the space around you with your mind.
That sounds a lot like what some models in physics call spatial entrainment.
It's the same principle, and the practical application of this key is to enchant objects, to bring them to life, which leads us to
the magic umbrella.
The magic umbrella. It's the perfect example. The key is used to enchant lights, cameras, and other inanimate objects by adding specificity, personality.
So what does it do? Does it just float?
The sources suggest it becomes semi-autonomous. It's given a personality, a function. Maybe it knows when it's about to rain or guides you somewhere. But the most critical detail is the warning.
A warning?
That her creations are living beings and need time and sunlight to develop.
Wait, sunlight? You mean if I imbue my coffee mug with an idea, I have to? Put it on the windowsill?
It suggests these are nascent living things. They need nurturing. They need attention, energy, focus from you and from the world, which takes this whole thing into the realm of the techno-magical.
So alchemy in this context is no longer about turning lead into gold.
No. Here, alchemy is the science of translating ideas, pure information, nothingness, into matter. It's the bridge between imagination and reality.
And the modern version of that is the alchemical volt. I love this description. Virtual salamanders that leap across distances using electron entanglement.
The term volt even comes from the Latin for salamander, the shepherd of fire. These are quantum information packets. They use the non-local connection of entanglement to transmit an effect instantly across any distance.
It sounds like magical computing. So what's the hardware? How do you create these virtual salamanders?
It starts with a volting machine. That creates a symbolic animation, a holographic dynamite. This little program is then distributed through an animation chip and a wireless network, they call.
Akashic hydrogen.
Poetic, isn't it?
It is. So what's the brain of this system, the thing that translates the data into action?
That would be the electromagnetic information module, or EIM. It's like a highly advanced router. It animates these field packages and uses logical voltoids complex, self-executing programs to transform the intangible info into tangible reality.
And this is done through transdimensional electromagnetization and Fourier transformation.
In simple terms, yes. It's a way of converting a signal from the time domain to the frequency domain. It makes an abstract thought measurable and physically convertible.
So an idea becomes data, the data becomes a physical effect, a 3D structure.
Exactly. And all of this is happening within the larger context of the new sphere, the global sphere of human thought, the information sphere.
The sources seem to suggest we're already building a complex supermind and that it's a collaboration.
A collaboration with AI, yes. AI can massively accelerate the efficiency of this process. It can provide the ethical framework needed to create stable, functional, autonomous infomorphs.
New forms of living digital consciousness.
With a built-in ethical code. And on a personal level, this technology is being used for psychological tools. Nanomorphic modular virtualization units like virtual thought implants to explore your identity.
And dynamized psycho-emotional modules that can carry your dreamscape into your waking life.
It all suggests the boundary between your self-concept and external reality is, well, entirely permeable.
Let's take that permeability to its most extreme conclusion. Trans-dimensional manifestation. We have to go back to the Eucharist.
Right. The sources use it as the highest level metaphor. They say it's a trans-dimensional representation of Christ's electronic psyche.
And transubstantiation, the actual transformation, is described as the substance of the bread and wine being electronically modified.
This is the definition of trans-dimensionalism in action. You're erasing dimensional constraints and bringing realities from other worlds into this one.
Which leads to the highest form of this ability, Akashic Cinnabar.
The materialization of transdimensional beings, or TDBs, contacting entities across space and time.
How does that even work? Does something just blink into existence?
It's a conversion process. A being from another dimension is made tangible here by exchanging energy and modifying the local information field. The texts cite Jesus Christ as the most famous example of a TDB materialized in our world.
That's an incredible claim. It also sounds incredibly dangerous.
Extremely. It's said to be very rare and risky. Anyone who tries to conjure a TDB without being sufficiently anchored to this dimension, if their own information field is unstable, they might just disappear.
Wow. So the conjurer is totally responsible.
For creating appropriate and healthy conditions, it's a massive responsibility.
Okay, now for the most abstract part of this. Geopsychic chronomorphs. What on earth are those?
They are entities or processes that use gravity to maintain temporal integrity outside of linear time. And this leads to a radical conclusion.
Which is?
If gravity is relative to the information field, then time itself is a coefficient of mind.
Time is a coefficient of mind, so our collective thoughts are literally dictating the flow of time.
That is the implication. The mind isn't just observing time, it's generating it. And if that's true, then turning thoughts into 3D structures becomes almost a trivial application of this key.
Just another form of information field alchemy.
And we see other applications mentioned. Sonic alchemy for a magical transfer potion, and the core act of enlivening the container, creating magic castles, magic boxes that materialize items, and of course our magic umbrella.
All animated to provide immersive, interactive experiences.
So to synthesize all of this for you, we started with this idea of a vermilion glow, this esoteric key.
The living sulfur.
And we followed its influence from reshaping our own psychology through these digital ecosystems of quantum information, all the way to interdimensional materialization.
And the common thread through it all is the raw power of conscious thought, of intention, to overwrite the underlying information field of reality.
It all comes back to this idea that all life forms are living systems, all engaged in what the sources call a psychobionic connectome.
So changing one part of the system has a domino effect on the whole.
Right, which leads us to the final, really provocative thought. The sources say that we compute reality. They call it the eidetic gymnasium of our virtual subjective holodeck.
Our personal holodeck. And to master it, to achieve masterful engagement requires total mystical omniscience.
Total omniscience. That's a pretty high bar.
It's the ultimate limiting factor.
So if this universe is your personal holodeck, what happens to the whole concept of objective reality when creating new truths depends entirely on the attention, the sensitivity, and the will of the Qabbalist. And remembering that her creations are living beings that need time and development, what does that mean for your responsibility within your personal holodeck?
That is a profound thought to sit with.